Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Robert Hollis Jr. here. I just want to welcome everybody to the live Q&A for Unlimited Profits. I just want to thank each and every one of you for your time jumping on here today. I love doing these every single week, not only to really help everybody out in the field, but also really a chance to get to meet everybody. I know there's so many people that are joining every single day, and I just love this format as people can always come and jump on and get the answers to their questions. And really this is set up for a couple different reasons. One is obviously, to make sure it doesn't matter where you're at in the system or who your upline is or who your sponsor was, you know that you can always come to a place to get all the answers to your questions. And, the other reason is, I think a very unutilized technique for this show is people that are on the fence. They may have just watched the company overview from last night. Maybe they're going through the videos and they can jump on here and ask some of the top reps, including the owner sometimes. We have my father, Robert Hollis, on with us tonight, and the master distributor, any questions that get them started. I can't tell you how many people have decided to join with Unlimited Profits purely for the fact of how much support we have here. They can actually jump on and talk to somebody live and get any answers to their questions. And of course, the third reason, and I'm going to go ahead and post the link right now, is, it doesn't matter where you're at in the system. You might already be having success. You might be a diamond, double diamond, black diamond. The repetition of the mother of all learning is repetition. You might not have questions right now, but, some other people in your group might, and you can see how, my father, how I answer those questions and always continue to learn. So I think this is yet a great place for people to actually get knowledge and consistently learn. So if this is your first time on one of our live Q&As, if you go to the event page, right below the video down here, I just posted a link that you can jump on and join us live. And, this is live for everybody. So please, if you're watching this, you have any people that are new with this system, have any people that are just looking at it for the first time, please go ahead and shoot out the link. This is open to everybody. It doesn't always even have to be related just towards the Unlimited Profit system. You've got a guy on here that showed 45 people how to become millionaires, and we tag at that, ask us anything. So please go ahead and share this like crazy. And if you're brand new, you may be new to Google Hangouts and you're kind of scared to jump on a live hangout that's being recorded to the world, I please encourage you to jump on here. I know a lot of people have gone on, and we'll be nice, I promise, but you could also type in your questions on the event page, and I'll go ahead and look back on the event page throughout this event to see if we have any questions there as well. So I see we already got a couple people jumping on. The viewers are going up. Guys, please share this with everybody. Post on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, and let's pack it out because we got the man, the myth, the legend with us tonight, my father, Robert Hollis. So before we get started, I'll pass it over to you, Dad, if there's anything that you want to share or just say hi.
Just want to say hi. Every time I hear you cover the beginning of these Q&As, I don't know how I could do it better. So I just appreciate being on the call with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dad. We all appreciate you and the value that you provide here. I was speaking with a leader the other day, and they're going, are you kidding me? You and your father alone jumps on a live Q&A where anybody can get on there and ask him anything. What does he charge for that? A couple $1,000s? And I'm going, no, So thank you so much for always just providing value for our system and always giving it forward. So thank you so much, Dad.
Yep, I love people, and I know you do too. So
awesome. Thank you so much. So I know the first person that jumped on here was Melody. Either you got a permanent smile or you froze, or are you still there? She's just
I am here. I am here.
I thought you had a permanent smile that was stuck on your face from the event. I know we're all jacked up, so.
No doubt. You know what? I really do, and just learning that blessed and highly favored. And when I started saying it, just because Robert Sr., you were saying it, and you said that it came true because you started saying it, I began to say it because you told me something one day, and you said, if you want the results that I got, you have to do what I do. And I took that literally in so many ways. So, Yes, blessed and highly favored, and I do feel blessed and highly favored. And that event was spectacular. Absolutely phenomenal. Doesn't do it justice. You know, I was trying to look up words that could do that event justice, and the impact that it had on my life. And oh my, I will never forget Ned the Nerd. Never.
No more people. No more people taking $648 your money.
That's right. And I hear that in my head too. So that's so funny. Can you do that for us one more time, Robert?
No, that was Junior. Go ahead, Junior.
No. Junior does it well. But Robert, it's yours that I hear in my head. That was just, it's so profound. And repeatedly.
You gotta come to a live event to watch it.
Well, that's all worth it just in itself. You know, I want to say, Robert, not only did you deliver, but Bill Ebert, wow, took it to a whole new level. And the way I was trying to explain it to somebody, because, you know, you're so relatable, and people see, I don't know, it's a gift you have. People relate to you. And Bill, you know, I didn't relate to Bill because he is that genius. He just seems like so developed and so beyond what I could ever be. But when you take, right, Professor Bill, when you take that information that you gave us and the information that Bill gave us and you mesh them together, you really completed the whole package there. You covered every realm that we need to not just live our lives at its potential, but grow our business, own our futures. And I just get goosebumps even talking about it now. So that was great. It was beyond great. But Robert Hollis Jr., I don't know. I saw you before you went on. You were sitting next to me there, and you know, I could relate to where you've come from and how you are now, and what I've seen in your own growth over just the last few months. You know, besides the last few years, but the last few months is just, it inspires me. It really, really inspires me, and I just want to say thank you for letting me be part of that.
Thank you, Melody. We appreciate and love you so much.
Well, thank you. You know what? I have a question. So, in this question, I'm going to address Senior here with this, because I just can't believe that he gets on these Q&As with us. I really can't. You talk about, you know, helping people, and part of what got me was that subject when Ned the Nerd was talking. How long did it take you to figure out what people to help? Because you know that I struggle with this.
Yes.
Did it take you a while to figure that out, or did you just get it when your mentor said something to you? Did you just instantaneously get that?
I would say that I instantaneously got that because of my desperate situation. It was like, I tell people all the time, it was like I needed to do X amount of volume, and the only way that volume could happen, my mentor challenged me and said that I needed to do $27,000 worth of volume in my first 30 days. He challenged me. He said, Robert, if you do 25,000 in volume, you're going to hit this position called sales coordinator. And again, remember how I used with Veronica, giving her a game plan? and he said, so if you do 25,000 in volume at 38% or something like that, you know, he said that's going to end up being like $9,800. And I was going, wow, I'd never made $98,000 ever in my life. And he said, now listen, if we did 27,000 in volume, that's just $2,000 more, then you're going to get a check for your very first time of over 10 grand. What do you think that would do to your career? What do you think that that would do to the doubters? What do you think that that would do to the people that were giving you a bunch of grief? You know, $10,000 check. And he stuffed that in my face. So, you know, so as I was going for this 27,000 in volume, imagine that with any company. I mean, any company. So you're looking at 27,000 in volume. Let's divide that by 500. Just the middle rank of where a lot of people come in. You'd have to bring in 54 people in your group. If it was a binary, it'd have to be double that if you didn't already have bank volume. So imagine bringing in 54 people in 30 days. And 30 days. You know what I mean? For $500. And so it was pretty obvious to me, Melody, when I was told, listen, Peak and Edify, promote promote my mentor and show the video. And if people wouldn't get me in front of their people, they didn't exist. They just didn't want, to do this business the way that I wanted to do it. So it's like I'd sit down with them like I did Veronica. I asked her what she wanted. Then I said, listen, we got to get these people in front of an effective presentation. And when she said yes, if you guys remember, I said, listen, so can I talk to Casey? And she said, yeah. See, if she did what I wanted her to do, then she would have put me in front of Casey today, Melody, not when I go through some information, contemplate, to consider, to evaluate, go home and talk to my parakeet or dog. It's like, no. So my best day was I actually drove 6 generations deep. Someone that led me to 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 someone that signed up in one day. And so I just see people's urgency and excitement, enthusiasm, and the importance. Those are words you guys need to write down. You know, urgency, importance, and enthusiasm. That they need to get me in front of their top people right now. No opportunity wasted. So it was easy for me to sort, Melody, because if a person wasn't interested in helping their and my goals come true, I wasn't doing it. And maybe that's a neat video. I'll do a Periscope on that tomorrow, because it's like, let's say, for instance, my mentor did, and I know I've done this in the mentorship program, and Junior's done this, where he talks about you're driving and all of a sudden you find this a cave of gold, and you know pretty soon that people are going to find out about it. That's the kind of urgency, importance that you need of getting people to come over and help you. So it's like if I gave you $1 million, Melody, if you painted my house in a day, just the outside of it, I needed it painted in a day. One group of people that are watching this video would go, it can't be done. The second group of people are going, I don't believe he'd really give me the money. So that allows them just to disappear and not do nothing. The third person would be split into 2 people. One that would attempt to try to do it on their own. And the other one would call a bunch of friends and say, hey, listen, I got a way for you to make $5 grand. I got a way for you to make $10,000. Well, what is it? Get your behind over here. I'm not allowed to tell you what it is. Well, I'm not coming over if I don't know what it is. Click. You see what I mean? It's like, man, I want to work with people that are helping me. So I hope that that helped you. It is, if people won't do it now, I know that everyone's not going to immediately get excited and give me people they know. Now, honestly, I'm going to shock everyone here. I can't remember the last time that someone didn't give me somebody. It's been years, I mean years, since I've been able to get someone excited You know, I just can get people excited about their own dreams and goals to introduce me to somebody. That's a skill I wanted to master. That's the skill I was told I needed to do, is get people excited by showing them a game plan of how they can get their cards paid off, get debt free. And if they did just put people in front of me like it did them, then we got it. And so I can't remember the last time, Melody, that I couldn't get someone excited about achieving their goals. So that just helps you. If you're talking to somebody and without urgency and importance and enthusiasm, and they're like, well, I'll check out the video maybe next week on Tuesday. Wow. If you know, I'm thinking about maybe going to the mentorship program maybe sometime around February. You know, I'm thinking about getting to his book. Are you kidding me? So, you know, maybe again, record yourself and watch your language. You know what I mean? Because if they're not acting and they're not jumping on it, it's either A, you're not good at it yet, which that's okay, and B, if you are good at it, and you just catch the person at the wrong time in the wrong place, find someone that's excited. So I hope that wasn't too long of an answer.
It's never too long of an answer from you. Thank you so much, Robert. We had such a great time. And, you know, I want to give a big shout out to Matthew and Hannah, too. They were spectacular. You know, they're just... to look at these young people and, again, seeing all their growth, but it's their belief that shines through.
Oh, yeah.
Their belief. And
do you want to make money? Yes, no. I mean, no, well, then great. I'll talk to you later. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know why, you know, people, I like I said, you know, Ned the Nerd is like, you know, on those people for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I guess our message is just to keep it as simple as possible. Yeah. Stop overcomplicating it in our heads, you know. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And thank you, Junior.
I love and appreciate you, Melody.
Love you too.
Well, Melody, thank you so much. And that was a great, great question. And Dad, I couldn't think of a better way to answer it. I know a lot of people get value from that. So thank you so much. So the next person up, I think the next person that jumped on was Mr. Scott Kloster. How you doing, brother?
If I was doing any better, there'd be 10 of me.
Awesome, man. Awesome, brother. Well, thank you for jumping on. What kind of questions you got for us, brother?
I got one question, but I just wanted to go ahead and say I really appreciated you guys at the event. It was like the best bet I ever been to, even better than GoPro, I think.
Wow. Thank you.
Yes. So I really enjoyed Ned the Nerd, but I loved the farmer, and the farmer was great. You just got to keep planting those seeds, right?
Yeah, amen. I seen somebody post today. I don't know if they've seen a picture of me, but they were saying they showed a bunch of hay, a giant round hay bale behind the farmer, and underneath there it said, "I planted a bunch of seeds and I didn't see anything in 30 days."
That's funny. That's funny. Well, I know at the event we were talking about the life hacks, and those were really great. I loved them all. I want to ask both of you guys, what was your favorite life hack?
For me, honestly, I love the one where he was talking about to talk less.
Yeah, that's a good
You know,
one.
because I know the importance of listening to people, and you know, even after he said that, just throughout the event of me talking with other people, I was very, very fortunate afterwards that got to spend some time in Newport with my brother and, you know, Hannah. And you know, it's funny, everybody says, well, Hannah doesn't talk that much. Well, maybe you weren't listening to her. You know, and even a friend of mine that I haven't seen forever, and it's like a couple times you really want to jump in there and say something, but it's like the more you just really listen to people, you can be more of an effective talker that way. You know, a really good friend of mine, I'm not going to mention his name, is going through hard times, and I just sat there and listened to him for like 20 minutes. and he was able to open his heart, and because of me listening, I felt I was in such a better place to not only give them good advice, but actually be able to help them. And you know, all those life hacks, I mean, some of those not only were so good, but I didn't even understand them fully because he was going so fast. Me and Bill were laughing because he could probably take like 4 of those life hacks and spend like 5 hours explaining them. But I got a huge takeaway. This, you know, people in this society, it's just like they can't wait to talk, or they can't wait for you to shut up so they can talk. And, you know, you're really not doing anybody any favors doing that. If we listened more and actually cared about what people are saying, then we'd really be able to help them better. So for me personally, that was probably one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, because I'm guilty of talking too much.
Hey, honestly, I think we all are. Honestly, I think everybody out there could be better at that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, great question. Great question and good answer, Junior. Mine is pause. I remember my mentor telling me that he said, and he always used analogies. I love using analogies. And he said, Robert, he said, do you got windshield wipers on your car? And I said, yeah. And he said, do you have the sophisticated ones where there's a delay, where the wipers just go every once in a while? And I said, yeah. And he goes, you need to master the delay switch between your mind and your mouth. So my mentor sometimes wasn't so nice. And what he said is, he said, just because someone asks you a question or gives you an objection or has a pause, doesn't mean that your mouth immediately got to go. And that's why I tell people to this day, and I know most people don't do this, that is why I tell people to record yourself. I can remember yesterday I went out and got a small recorder, and if I was away from the office, I put it in my pocket. Now we got all these devices on every smartphone. They got a place that you can record. And you'll listen to yourself when you're lacking confidence in yourself, your self-esteem, your worth, all of that stuff. You will ask a question, and when they're thinking, you'll start up again. Because it just seems too long. So I'll go, you know, so Scott, what'd you like most about the video? Wasn't the comp plan incredible? And what about the mentorship? Yeah, I mean, it's like the person never even got a chance to tell you what the heck they're excited about because we feel uncomfortable. So imagine putting that together with what Melody already asked a question. Can you imagine sitting down and going, Scott, listen, what I want to do is it's important for me that we get results for you right away. So what I'd like to know is, out of all the things that you could accomplish right now in your career, what is something that could be really excited that we could go for? How about a car? How about a home? How about a vacation? See what I mean? These are all stuff that I'm yelling out of my head. You see what I mean? I didn't shut up and let Scott tell me what he needed. And he's like, well, you know, my mom was in the hospital for a while, and you know, I'd really like to help her with her hospital bills. And I'm talking car, I'm talking vacations, and you know, and Scott's, you know, trying to tell me what will motivate him, and I blew it.
Yeah, I get you.
So the pause for me is learn. I can remember, and I'll shut up about this. I can remember recording our conversation with 50 minutes being me. Yeah, and going, wow, I don't know why I didn't even record them. I just kept listening, you know? And it was like probably 25 minutes in, and I heard the person go, oh, okay. I'm going like, that's not a conversation. That's someone talking at somebody.
And sometimes when we pause, they'll even answer their own question. So it's like, learn to pause.
Yeah.
So, awesome. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate you guys, and I enjoyed the event.
Yeah, I love seeing you guys again and giving you some love. That was awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, Scott, thank you so much for jumping on. That was a great, great, great question. And yeah, it's funny, Dad said, I'd love to give you some love. If people were saying, well, what's the biggest thing about the event? Oh, my gosh, it was just magical. I got a hug from Robert Hollis Sr. It changed my life, you know. But great answer, Dad. I appreciate it. Love you. So now I know a bunch of people are jumping on. I'm just going to go from left to right here. And we'll start with BJ. How are you doing?
I'm very well, very happy, and I too am very blessed.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. You got any questions for us?
I do, but I also have a favor to ask. I need permission from Robert Sr. to just use that little quote in a post that I make. Master the delay switch between your brain and your mouth, and if I may add, it pays better.
Yes, yes. And BJ, for you in the future, until I tell you you can't use something, you can use anything I say or do.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I do have a question. In some of my conversations with people, I find that they're confusing leadership with mentorship, and their comeback is, well, I already have somebody I follow. What advice would you give me to respond to that?
Peter?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, I always say that, you know, facts tell, stories sell. So, you know, that's a hard one because a lot of people go, well, I already have somebody I follow, and then they immediately want to come back with all these objections and reasons why they should be listening to this mentorship. So instead of trying to handle that objection, you know, say, I don't know. I've said this on other ones, but you can basically handle every objection in the world by saying, I don't know. All I know is tell a story. So listen, why should I listen to them? Listen, you know, I really don't know why you should or why it would help you. All I know is I've seen other people that were with companies and they had this kind of success. You know, Hendra was able to make a full-time income in South Africa. Scott Kloster was able to use the internet to find more leads. You know, Andrew Eaton was able to use it to have a system to sort people. You know, and just try to share with them stories instead of trying to answer or handle their objection. Because then, you know, excuse my language, but it gets into this like, you know, peeing contest, right? So, well, you should really listen to him. Well, my mentor does this. Well, has he taught 45 people to become a millionaire? Well, no, but, and then it's all of a sudden now it's an argument, and now they don't ever want to talk to you again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same thing as why, you know, my company's better than yours. Well, my product's better. My comp plan's better. And then you just get into this thing versus, you know, sharing them stories, how the mentorship has helped others. And if they're not open to receiving it, just got to move on. You know, I really always love pointing back to Matthew and Hannah because I love them so much. And they're, you know, they're just rocking it because they realize there's billions of people on Facebook. You know, if you ask Hannah and Matthew how they handle objections, they don't. If somebody's got an objection, it's like, okay, well, there's 1 out of 4 billion people that are on Facebook. I'll move on. If they didn't see the value in it, I'll find somebody else that will. So, you know, that would be, I know, a long answer to the question, but the best way to handle that, if somebody says, I'm already following somebody, that's awesome, that's great. But, you know, and tell them a story. And the one thing that I always really say is you can really find out how well somebody is doing by their answer that way. Because like my father talked about a lot at this event, is every person that I know that is doing extremely well, that is a leader that's successful, is a seeker of knowledge. You know, my gosh, look at my father. You know, he's on Periscopes and following other people. He listened to Ray Higdon. He listens to Eric Worre. He listens to all the other people out there. Why? Because, you know, you can take that information to help you have success. You know, I have some of my friends that are huge leaders in other companies that, in my opinion, they don't really need mentorship because they're making tons of money, but they listen to Dad religiously. Because they know that they can use that information to help their team. So if they're the kind of person that's closed-minded, that doesn't even want to listen to a guy that's taught 45 people to become a millionaire, they're probably just not at the right place at the right time. So I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that, Dad.
No, you covered it perfectly.
Cool. So does that help you out, BJ?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much, Junior.
All right. So, well, thank you so much, BJ. I love you always jump on these, and you always got great questions. So thank you for being on. I appreciate it.
You're more than welcome. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Thank you, Jay.
So moving forward here is we got Mr. Doug. How you doing, brother?
Blessed and highly favored.
Oh, there you are.
I want to thank both of you for a wonderful event. So many points of passion. Yeah, Ned the Nerd just jumped on me. Robert knew exactly when his pops hit me. And then such a wonderful dinner with you, Robert, and your wife, and Bill, and Maria, and Hannah, and Matthew. Great conversation. It was just spectacular. And Melody. Junior, yeah, I got to see you before you spoke and after you spoke, and it was like, well, I've only got 20 minutes. Oh, how am I going to follow that? And every time you produced so well, you just awed me every time. You were great. Everybody was just leaning on every word you said. It was very, very good.
Thank you so much, bro.
You're welcome. My question is, people are asking, what's the difference between Life Mechanic and Unlimited Profits? And then to Senior,
Live or Memorex?
Yeah. to Senior is, will you be spending more time in Life Mechanic or in Unlimited Profits, or 50-50?
Okay, the first question is, what's the difference, right?
Correct.
Well, what's the difference is really, this is the way I would address that. If someone says, what's the difference between Unlimited Profits and Life Mechanic, I would say Unlimited Profits is all the information that Robert Hollis Sr. and Jr. and the team has to make you not only successful at any business that you have, but they turn it into a business opportunity. So if you need to make money while sharing incredible information, that's awesome. Now, Life Mechanic is Robert's answer to a question. A number of people want Robert Hollis's training and mentoring. They just do not want to be involved in an opportunity. So they want to be taught by me. They want to be mentored by me, and so they want that. They want that without the business opportunity. So you guys know that each and every one of you have a link, to the Life Mechanic brand. They can buy the 27 hours for $297 and make $150. Now, I believe with my heart that individuals are going to figure out once they start going through that mentorship that they're going to want more, and if they can make money by marketing it, I really think that a lot of people are going to switch from there. Now we add the S on the end of that, Life Mechanics, and now that's the live event. So the live events, again, are going to do nothing but introduce people to us. And so that's the difference right there. And Doug, your other question, I apologize.
You're muted, brother. You had some echo. Sorry, I had to mute you.
That's okay. I muted myself, Junior. People wanted to know if you were going to spend more time with Life Mechanics or with Unlimited Profits.
Both. Yeah,
So,
I'm unlike a lot of people. Unsuccessful people are confused on how you can do a lot of things. Successful people have no problem running multi-billion-dollar conglomerates, plus running for president, plus doing a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? So confused people, someone sent me a deal and they said, I'm confused. Are you going to be focused on Unlimited Profits or Life Mechanic? And I said, well, never ever forget that confused is a state of mind. What I'm doing on a day-to-day basis is not confusing. Well, I'm a little overwhelmed. Don't forget that overwhelmed is a state of mind. You might be overwhelmed, but what I'm doing is not overwhelming. I don't understand. You know, not understanding is a state of mind. You know what I mean? What I do is very, very understandable. So when people say, I don't understand, I go, do you want to? Do you want to? So if you went right now to Tony Robbins' website, the guy's right now got a best-selling book. He's doing interviews everywhere. Then he's doing his live seminars, which he's got like 6 different seminars. Plus he's doing speaking engagements. He's going to be at GoPro, but I think he's also going to be at a big one with Bob Proctor and Robert Kiyosaki in Toronto. So I don't understand how Tony Robbins can be an author, be pitching his book and his tapes, be doing live interviews, you know, doing seminars for his company. You know, that's just ridiculous. People that are promoters understand that my legacy is to get my information out to as many people as possibly can in as many formats as I can.
Okay, so pretty much life mechanics is how to put yourself in alignment to do either unlimited profits or your businesses as a tool.
Yeah, I'll make it simpler for you, Doug. If you walked on a car lot right now, Toyota, and you say, I want a Toyota, and they go, what kind? Do you want a luxury car? Yeah. Well, then you probably need to get a Lexus. Wait a minute. Lexus is part of Toyota? Yes, it is. Well, I need a 4Runner. I want a 4-wheel drive. We got SUV vehicles. Well, maybe not. Maybe if I got an electric car. We got those too. You see what I mean? So life mechanics and live events are 100% designed for me to get more of my message to the world. So if one person out there, Doug, is constantly going, well, you know what? I'm already in a business. I'm focused on that business. I'm in love with the product and the comp plan, but I'm stuck in my upline and people are not helping me. Well, great. We have unlimited profits. That's another business. Yeah, then you just say really simply, don't worry about that, you know. Check out the mentorship online. You know what I mean? Well, I like live. I've had a lot of people in the last 2 years that say I learn more live than I do, you know, over a video recording. Hey, I'll do them live. So did that help you more, Doug?
Oh yeah, great answers. I pretty much I had what it was down, Robert. I just wanted them. Excuse me. I just wanted the masses to hear it from your mouth.
Very good. Then you can point back to this video and say, hey, I asked him that question exactly. You know what I mean? And you know, because, I mean, it's perfect. It's one of those things that if they looked at other people like Gary Vaynerchuk, or they look at any other successful human being on the planet, you know, what they do. My first mentor, Roger Penske, not to keep harping on this, but Roger Penske is the kind of individual that he would find out what the masses wanted, and he would create it and get it to them. He wouldn't miss out on an opportunity when there was something available out there. He just wouldn't do it. So they're like, he would look out all over the place for races for people that had a right shot combination. And so when they didn't have it, then he created a shock company. Then he went to the Indy 500 with those shocks, and now everyone on the Indy teams of all the other companies now use his shocks. So great question, Doug, and I really appreciated spending time with you. You're an awesome friend, and I appreciate the awesome meal.
We'll have to. I look forward to doing it many more times with you.
Great.
Awesome, brother. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. And, really quickly, just to piggyback on that, the simplest way that I explain it is, nothing can replace live sometimes. So it's like if I asked you, Doug, listen, do you like watching football? Yeah, I love football. I don't miss a game. I watch it every Sunday. Have you ever been to the USC stadium and watched the Trojans play live? No, I just like watching it on TV. It's a completely different experience, isn't it, Doug?
Yes, it is.
It's like you can listen to your favorite song on the radio, but when you go see them live in concert, it's a little more impactful. It's a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more emotional. So a lot of you I know have known Dad for a long time. You've listened to a lot of his trainings, but there's something about him being able to have a stage and be able to do those characters that you couldn't get from sitting behind a screen like this. So that's the fastest way that I can explain the difference in it that way. And just like my dad said, we had people fly in from Korea, Brazil, South America to see this live event, and they said it changed their life. And I really believe, I'm sure like a lot of you do that are part of Unlimited Profits, is my father's got an amazing message, and he just has to speak to those that have ears to hear, and as many as they can. So hopefully I like doing it that simple, because as soon as you say the difference between watching a football game on television versus watching it live, people get it right away. You don't have to explain that. But great question, Doug. Thank you so much, brother. Great seeing you too, man.
Bye.
Bye. So the next person going down here is Carlin. How are you doing? Are you there? Carlin, if you're there, you have to...
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. How are you doing?
Sorry, you guys, I'm driving, but I'm pulled over. So, how are you, everybody? Thank you for having me on.
Oh,
I think you're still driving.
No.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. How's your day going? Have any questions for us?
No, I just wanted to say that it was such an amazing event to be at the Life Mechanics this past weekend, and I feel very blessed and grateful that I was able to attend such an amazing event.
Well, thank you, Carlin. That was fun to have you there and meet you. It was fun spending time with you.
Likewise, thank you so much. I look forward to attending many, many more.
Yay!
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for jumping on, and it was great seeing you and spending time with you as well. And I know it won't be the last, so I'm excited for the next one and to see you at the next one as well.
Absolutely. God bless
Awesome.
everybody.
Thank you so much for jumping on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So as we go on here, I know it's positively. I don't know what the last part of it is. I know you might have just saw it somewhere, and you were asking what this is all about. You got any questions for us?
I'm learning, and I'm afraid to say the last part of the positively.
Why are you afraid of it?
Because it's a podcast that I do called Positively Godless, and it's actually nice and refreshing that no one's screaming and yelling at each other in a Google Hangout.
Well, awesome, man. I'm not sure how you found this, but we're all about helping people and positivity. So if there's any questions that you have from just seeing what you've seen so far.
Well, I've been at this for maybe 15, 20 minutes, so excuse me for kind of jumping in, in the deep end of the pool. I have a very good job. I make very, very good money, but I don't like my coworkers. And my wife and I just got back from Vegas, and I was sitting with her on the plane, and I said, life's too short to be unhappy.
Amen.
And I've been helping a lot of people out planning events. I think that's kind of like my calling. I don't know where to begin of being an event planner. As I've done some help with big events, with meet and greets with with people. So I don't know where to begin. But I think the ultimate thing is, I want to be happy. Yes, I like podcasting. Yes, I'm a musician. And I get paid to do that as well. But obviously not enough to leave your full-time job.
Hear that?
So it's about happiness, and yes, we want to make money. We own two houses. You know, we have a big house here. We have a little house that we're trying to sell. So I think that's kind of where it's at. So I guess maybe that's my question. How does one be happy? I mean, not that I'm unhappy, but you
Right.
get what I'm saying.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for just jumping on too. There's a lot of people here. We just got done with an event in LA, and we cover a bunch of that. I had a bunch of mentors that taught me some really, really key things. And one of the things is we sometimes find out that we're trying to be happy because other people want us to do whatever. That might be responsible and similar to your post that, you need to be a believer in God. That will make me happy, Scott. And it's like, we find a lot of times that we're trying to, create a character around ourselves to try to make other people happy, because most people sort of, in their mind, they're always worried about what other people are saying about them. So
Right.
when you talk about now you're saying, well, listen, I don't like my coworkers. I want to do something different in my life. What happened to me is when I found my mentors and just started seeking, seek you shall find, you go out there and you start finding people that have achieved not only happiness but success and giving help to a lot of people, including giving a lot of money to, people in need and charities by just reaching out to people that already have done it. And so I don't know if you're a fan, and it doesn't make a difference if you're not, of a person like Tony Robbins. But a lot of people don't know that Tony Robbins, all he did is find someone named Jim Rohn that had everything that he wanted, and all he did is sell his seminars for 10 years. And then after he did that, he decided to start his own seminars, and now he's worth over $500 million. Jim Rohn taught my mentor. So when I started reaching out to people and started figuring out, that I wanted to be happy, I wanted to help people, but why wouldn't I want to make some money? You know what I mean? So being an event planner and doing stuff like that is, man, a lot of people don't realize how many people that are really successful at stuff like that, Scott. I think that one of the biggest myths that I could tell you is that people don't think that real, true people that believe in abundance will help
Right.
you. See,
Right.
we grew up in a world that is so competitive, and everything's so competitive, is that we believe that we couldn't go to somebody if you wanted to be an event planner, or if you even wanted to be good at making money doing music. Is we find people that have done it and go ask them, and they want to share everything. Now, I'm not saying everyone's like that, but most people on the other side of money really don't give a rip about yours.
Right. Right.
And we grow up in this world of a myth of why would a multimillionaire want to give away his information? And I don't know if you heard when my son jumped on, but I get on these and people go, I don't know why he would get on there and just share with everyone, what he's doing. Well, because I'm not worried about you taking mine.
Right.
There's enough for all of us. So,
Sure.
and that includes happiness too. So, my goal, my deal would be is just to share with you a little bit about where you could go. First of all, is you already, said to yourself you want something new. So I believe that you've already put it out there. By talking to your wife and stuff, you're going to open your mind to possibilities, and bingo, you're on this hangout. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You're already looking. Melody's going to send you some information so you can check out some other stuff what we're doing.
Cool.
Because most of the stuff that I do is so generic. It's so generic. It applies to every entrepreneur out there. And if you don't mind, I'll tell you a quick story that I just recently heard about some people that are in music. And one of the things is that they started producing music and started putting it on their blog, right? And they were giving their music away for free. Well, everybody immediately was going, that's really, really stupid. Why would you do that? And so they built such a following based on their music, is that when they did perform, so many people showed up that they actually passed the hat, like offering. And everybody went, it was like blasphemy. Why would you do this? And they go, we didn't ask people to give. We just said do it if you feel like it, if you like it. And so not only were they getting money to be able to get to one show to the another, but then when they went to create their next their next, and this is a TED Talk, by the way. If you go to tedtalk.com or ted.com, and it was a lady that actually, and I think their music is more of a alternative music, and she stands on a soapbox, and she started out by saying that she raised money by being a statue in New York City, and then but she always wanted to play music and be passionate about her music. Well, then the next thing is they went to do a GoFundMe to their audience to do their next album, and got like $1 million worth of donations.
Oh, very cool.
So it's right now I think that the universe and everything around us is actually doing stuff the exact opposite of what we thought things were supposed to be done. So this person's got their music everywhere. They're out sharing with the world. They got enough money to do everything, and they didn't go through. I think if you do the TED Talk, you're going to find out too. I believe they signed a record label, but the record label dropped them because they didn't sell enough albums.
Oh, sure.
So, what an awesome, and it's a TED Talk, and I think you would, if you put in their music, you probably would find the TED Talk. But I just thought I'd share that story with you, Scott, since your heart was there.
No, I appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. But I thank you all for your time. I'll definitely check out the links once it comes into my inbox. I'm sure they're already there. But there you go. I saw the thumbs up. So I'll let you guys go. But good fortune to all of you, and hopefully we'll talk soon.
All right. Take care, Scott. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Awesome, Scott. Thank you so much for jumping on. And hey, he's already off. That was funny. Hey, I'm trying to find a better way to be happy, and ends up on this thing. Law of attraction, right? Awesome. Well, thanks, Dad. I think everybody got value out of that. You just answered his question, so thank you.
And I don't know, for those of you that were at the event in LA, maybe you seeing what I did to Valerie and what I just did to Scott, did it have some similarities? Man, I'm going to find out what's going to make you happy, and I'm going to figure out how to make you make that happen. So I hope you guys caught that. You guys are probably going, whoa. No wonder Melody's going, no wonder you can get people to give you people. Can you imagine me sitting down to Scott right now and saying, listen, here's how we're going to build a cash flow to do exactly what you want to do. And, all you got to do is introduce people to me. And I'm bingo. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Dad. That was awesome to see that live time. I know a lot of people go, I'll game plan it. Yeah, somebody, Valerie, have done it before, but you guys saw it live time. So for people who are on this Q&A, that was freaking awesome, Dad. So thank you.
Now, I know that he's not on here, and I don't know if he'll jump back on, but I would like you to ask yourself, not raise your hand, but I'd like each and every one of you, based on his name, Positively Godless, him smoking, him drinking a Budweiser, him walking behind his shades, turning on different lights. I can guarantee you no one will watch this video and judge him. Not one person. You guys keep judging people. I'll keep finding Scots.
Awesome, Dad. Thank you so much, man. Great point, too. How many people would have saw him and went, I don't want to talk to this guy. Hey, I make great money. I already have a couple homes. Those are the kind of people you want in your business.
Wow.
I'm broke. I can't figure it out. I don't even have $99 to sign up. So great point, Dad. I didn't even think about that when you said that. So
yeah, and I'm almost positive that guy's worked a little bit on his mindset.
Yeah. Already confident enough to get on Hangouts. Already has a following. So awesome.
Now I just don't know why I gave him the Melody. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dad.
We got Rob left, don't we?
Yeah, we got Rob. How you doing, brother?
Blessed and highly favored. Thank you.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much for jumping on. I had a great time. Thank you for lunch, man. It was great just sitting down with us one-on-one, man.
Yes, it was. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your friendship. Same to you, Robert Senior. And one of the biggest things I've learned in the last year and a half following mentors in this profession was something that Eric Worre says about it's the people that you'll meet along the way. And you probably remember there's a video of him, I think, from GoPro a couple of years ago where he goes through kind of his people journey in this profession. And that probably more than anything was what won the weekend for me. Every one of those people in the room was special to me. Being there, the social proof that it brings, being able to finally meet those of you that are always behind my computer in person, and to touch and hug and talk about things other than just the business.
Very cool. Yeah.
What's that?
Very awesome.
Yeah, just mind blowing. But I will say it's like I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I went and counted the pages of notes. So in 2.5 days, 34 pages of notes.
Wow.
And in whatever it was, 4.5 days or 4 days with Tony Robbins, 23 pages of notes. Just value after value after value. And it's one day I gotta say, as a thank you, not that I've learned specifically as a note from either of you, but that I've learned from this process is the way I can focus is I look in your eyes, even if it's on video, and that focuses me. And I did that at the event. There's other things going on, people trying to poke and ask questions. What was that? What did he say? And I'm just like, I was in the zone.
I'm the same way, man. I'm totally the same way.
Yeah, and it was just I wasn't going to let anybody knock me off, and and that's part of what those of you that know that I upgraded to VIP for GoPro just for that reason, to get in that zone of energy of people that are just totally focused on what's going on. But all of that being said, it's again, thank you to everybody that was at the event. I mean, it was just spectacular. I think Bill is a wildly underused resource.
Yeah.
Oh my God, excuse my language, but that man is amazing, and just such an amazing compliment to you. The two of you are so much the same but so opposite, and just bring a totally different ball game to everything. It's awesome, and also to have met the great women behind the great men was also a blessing. It's like your wives are both just spectacular, and I know you know that.
Yeah, how they put up with us all these years, I don't know. I'm glad they did.
Don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, that being said, I actually have kind of somewhat of an off-the-wall question. I've never actually asked you this, but I've asked a number of other leaders in the profession as I go to different events and stuff like that. Hey, there's Mr. Bill right there. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Hey. He must have heard us talking about him.
I know. Well, thank you as well, Bill. I was just giving everybody accolades. So, but the question I have is, of all of the people that you've ever brought in any one organization, front line, how many would you say are your producers, your money people, the ones that bring the check in for you?
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question to clarify your question.
Yes, please.
So, like in the last company, I brought in 11 people.
Yeah.
Okay, out of those 11, 4 of them, and listen to the way I say this, 4 of the 11, there was a producer in each one of those legs. And the reason that I said it different is I've sponsored people front level to me that haven't done anything. but it's by me driving in depth that I found a leader that leads me to a leader that leads me to a leader that leads me to a leader. And so that part, Rob, is more important than the other parts. You know what I mean? I always look at a compensation plan. A certain comp plans, they say you got to have X amount of people to get paid the whole entire comp plan. So if we're talking about unlimited profits, you need to be, a triple diamond to get paid eight generations. See what I mean? So that's the first thing. How many people do I have to have active to get paid on my group? In a binary, I needed one on my left. You want to guess how many people I had on my left? One. They said I needed one. That's all I had on my one. So then that was one of my 11 or my 7 active. That person was my mother-in-law, and I put my credit card on hers. She never has to pay for anything. So the other side, so I'm looking at the comp plan, and then I'm figuring out how to capitalize on it. Then other comp plans said you need X amount of people or X amount of legs with a person in a pin position in those legs to maximize the comp plan. So that's why I had 4 people that were in the other leg. Now, one of those people ended up being a pretty good producer, which was my son, Robert Hollis Jr. You know what I mean? But the other people that I've sponsored personally front level weren't the other producers. The other ones were people that I found under those people, under those people, under those people. So did that clarify? Did that answer everything?
Yeah, actually, that really filled it out. It's like, what I found is that by and large, it's like, whether you have 11 people, whatever it is to maximize the comp plan, that very consistently it's usually 3 to 4 people that front line, that those legs are the producing legs. Binary obviously is a bit different. But out of those 4 people, one is generally doing 50% of the volume.
In some cases, 80.
Yeah.
In some cases, 80. Big Al Schroeder, which is an incredible person, he's got some of the coolest books on the planet. And he was saying if you need to supplement your income, you need one person that wants to replace their income. So if you got one person that wants to replace their income, you supplemented your income. You got 2 people that want to see, now he doesn't say front level, if you got 2 people in your group structured that want to replace their income, now what you're almost replaced your income. Or should I say doubled your income. That's the way he likes to say it. You doubled your income. You have 3, you can walk away from your job. You got 4, and you're mid-6 figures. And a lot of people think you need a lot of people. You don't. Yeah, I'd say that, oh, wow, way over 80% of my income, came from my son's leg.
Cool. Yeah, you don't need a lot of legs, but you need to talk to a lot of people to find those people.
Yeah, and it's always, if you master that, who do you know, who do you know, who do you know, who do you know? That's my magic. It's not putting a lot of people that Ned told you not to put front level and then beat them up and try to get them to do stuff they don't want to do.
Awesome. Awesome. Great question, Rob. Thank you so much for jumping on. And yeah, great answer, Dad. It's usually about the same with everything. So I know we're over the hour, but I can't stop or end this without having Bill jump on. I never thought that you'd have a question for us, but if you want to jump on and say hi to everybody, Bill, and thank you so much for jumping on here and providing even more value, my friend.
Hey, everybody. So good to see you guys.
What's going on, brother?
Most of us were all face to face in a room together, had great dinners together. Man, that was an amazing weekend. I'm still reeling over how much fun that was. So I don't have any questions or input other than just to say hi. Good to see you guys, and looking forward to seeing you again.
Awesome, brother. Well, thank you so much for jumping on here. We have to have a Q&A just featuring you one of these times, Bill, because I know everybody unanimously is saying, oh my gosh, the amount of information that Bill put out at that event. And, I think when me and you were talking, it's like you could probably take 2 of those life hacks and make a whole seminar off of it. But thank you so much. And, another huge thing that everybody says is that very, very unutilized resource as far as Unlimited Profits goes. And I know you do a lot of things behind the scenes, and I just want to take the time publicly to say thank you so much for everything that you do for UP, and not only for being behind the scenes from the coding to figuring all the stuff out, but also providing all the value, man. We couldn't have done it without you. So thank you so much, brother.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate all of you.
Awesome. So with that said, we're right over the hour, so we usually want to make these short. So thank you guys so much for jumping on. I want to thank everybody for also asking questions and providing all the value here for our shows. Of course, tomorrow is going to be the Pro Show, and Friday we've got the Diamond Show, so 6 o'clock. And I just want to thank each and every one of you, and let's have an amazing, awesome week. Thanks, guys. And of course, if there's people out there that didn't get the answers to their questions, please feel free to reach out to me personally. You can find my Facebook blog page at copthedream.com, or just look up Robert Hollis Jr. Send me a private message, and I'm here to help you guys all. So God bless, and we'll see you guys on the next show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. God bless.
Thanks, guys.